Now, all of yesterday's results, and in fairness, a lot of the games today overshadowed, of course, by the serious news of Fabrice Muamba, who's still fighting for his life after collapsing in the game between Spurs and Bolton. We've now got Simeon, who joins us on the Skype wall, who was a fan at the game at White Hart Lane when the incident happened. Simeon, I believe he's on the Skype phone. Can you hear us?
Good afternoon, Rowan and Chris.
Hello, Simeon. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, for me, working when the game was on, I think for everyone watching, it was a very, very surreal and probably one of the most horrible moments I've ever experienced in a game of football or indeed any sort of match, whether it's sporting or otherwise. For you being there, just explain from the moment that you realised something was wrong, what happened?
Well, to start with, we obviously just thought maybe he just had like some kind of normal injury during the match. So it was only probably took about a minute before we kind of saw the players' faces. And then you thought, well, all right, there's something really serious here. But you still just think, oh, okay, it's just he's maybe, done something to his knee, his ankle, something like that, just off the ball. But then, obviously, the bit that really suddenly shocked everybody is when you saw them doing mouth to mouth and pressing down on his chest, which took about a minute and a half. And that's when you were like gasping, like, wow, what's going on?
I know. Well, from what we saw, obviously watching the game, it was for us the gravitas of the situation was drilled home when you saw. You know, there were fans in tears. There were obviously the players who know him well, all in tears as well. Owen Coyle coming onto the pitch as well. Rumours of a fan who was there helping out with the CPR as well. But you could tell from the reaction of what you were seeing just how serious this was. You were then obviously told that the game was abandoned, but there was a rouse of applause for him, and both Bolton and Spurs fans were joining in. The Sun, this morning described it as, 40-odd thousand people singing for someone's life before a deathly hush just fell across the stadium, and it must have been both frightening and a very, very surreal moment for you as a football fan.
Oh yeah, it was probably without doubt the most frightening situation that I've seen in my life, just sitting there, somebody about 35 yards away from you. I sit in the Park Lane South Lower, and you can see they're all fighting to save somebody's life. You don't go to a football match and expect to be seeing that. The fans were amazing. Yeah, there was a quiet, but you could hear, people just screaming like, "Come on!" like not like get on with the game. It was come on. They wanted to see him kind of them stop because he'd started to breathe, and stuff like that. People could tell how serious that situation was.
Now we have heard stories of a fan who was nothing to do with the medical staff there helping with the CPR. Were you able to see any of this or clarify?
Yeah, somebody ran onto the pitch. So I get, with a crowd of 35,000, the chances are that that there's somebody there that's a doctor. I believe he was actually quite, a top surgeon or something to do with, cardiac procedures. So yeah, I believe that's something we saw on, and that's what later on it turned out to be.
Obviously, this sort of incidents, everything pales into insignificance. The match doesn't matter anymore. We're still obviously waiting for news of Fabrice Muamba and stuff. How were your feelings after the game last night when you got home? The outpouring of support on Twitter.
I went off after actually down to Golders Green, and really I live down in Brighton, so the travel, the journey back down to home takes me 2.5 hours, and without a doubt, when I came in, I was shocked, and then wondered how the TV viewed that. So I went back and watched some of that just to see, what I saw. It's totally different to what you see on TV,
of course,
to what it was being in the stadium. Totally different experience watching it, and then just viewing the fans and the players near the tunnel and keeping away from the situation. But when you were there, it seemed so much longer as well. It was about 7-8 minutes, I think, before they took him out under the tunnel, but that seemed about 20 minutes when we were there.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm sure yourself, as with every other fan, both of football and any sport whatsoever, obviously wishing the best for Fabrice Muamba. And thank you so much for coming on and giving your views of the incident yesterday and how you saw
No,
it.
thank you guys, and I obviously wish that him a speedy recovery if that's going to be the outcome from it. And I must also say how proud I am of all the Spurs and Bolton fans, because the way we behave is an honour actually to be a football fan, because I know at times we get given a bad reputation, but yesterday was amazing, and now the family of football all get together, and it's makes me proud to be a football fan and Spurs. And I know, it kind of makes it not so important about results and stuff like that. And we wish him a speedy recovery.